Seriously, what the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Hey, what's up, Jeffrey?
Nothing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing better now. Honestly,
That's good.
Yeah, I've been, just been kind of down on my luck, down in the dumps with everything going on in my personal life, honestly. But doing a lot better now. Really just, I think it's just my mood is probably improved. Just looking at things from a brighter side, things are still tough by all means this way. But yeah, feeling better. I'm feeling a little bit better about things, especially after our talk that we had, you know what I mean? A little talk and it gave me the strength to keep pushing, honestly.
That's good. That's good.
What about you, man?
Doing good right now and trying to get something together You probably saw on Twitter a few days ago, I put it out there, but yeah, trying to put something together. So hopefully that comes together nicely.
Yep, I did see that. We got it. Like I said, one of these live streams, we should make one that's just for you for that, and maybe this weekend, and like really kind of let you just kind of steer the show, and reveal whatever it is, or talk about whatever it is, or reveal what you're comfortable revealing with that project.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people are going to be very interested in that in terms of DC and really just people fans of fiction in general.
What's up, Brandon Pittman?
Hey.
He said, what's good, Jeffrey? The movie raider, what's up?
Hey.
And it's just it's crazy, man. This DC stuff is crazy. It looks like I'm very surprised, Jeffrey. They're it looks like they're going to keep pushing full steam ahead with this DC reboot with James Gunn, even despite these movies tanking isn't the fucking word for it. Like, I don't even know what the word is. Tanking is like 5 levels above where they're at.
Yeah. Because I heard from the most recent box office projections by the end of it all, if the Flash does keep on going down this track of how much they're bombing, the Flash would end up making Warner Brothers lose $200 million or something crazy like that. And that's insane.
No, I think it's going to be closer to like probably 300 million minimum. I don't know, because dude, they're not being. We know for a fact, bro, that first of all, there's a Muschetti cut that may or may not ever be released, and I don't really know. I'm not really riding for it like that. But if it comes out, I'll check it out. See what extra content's in there. That's a lot of fucking footage.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm curious to see if they're gonna have any of the Cavill fucking scenes in there that they cut from the film prior to James Gunn giving notes. You know what I'm saying? So, but in that movie though, they reported that the budget was like around $220 million. Now, that has nothing to do with the reshoots that this movie is taking on. That was reported before the second round of reshoots. Then there was a third round of reshoots, and none of that is calculated in there. So that budget is at least $300 million. I don't give a damn what they tell you on the internet. The budget, just the budget, is at least $300 million for this movie.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense because the budget for BVS, you're talking 3 characters, the Trinity, basically.
Yep.
And the third member of the Trinity not showing up till the final act. So you're talking that movie's budget was $250 million, right? Or $240 or right in there.
It was $266 million, I believe. Let me check.
Yeah, double check that. But I swear it's right around $250 million. Now this movie, The Flash, you're talking we've got 2 Batmans in here, 2 Flashes in here, Supergirl in here. We've got General Zod in here. We've got Feora in here. We've got dude, there's so many characters in this movie.
Yeah.
There's 3 Flashes, 3 different Flashes. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way that this budget is not around $300 million if they did 2 rounds of reshoots. Because I remember when they reported this budget on the internet for The Flash, right?
Yeah.
And this is before the second set of reshoots. Then there was the final set of reshoots and edits and shit after Gunn got in charge and started giving notes. Yep. So there's no way that the budget isn't $300 million for this movie. I don't care what the report, what you know, they haven't updated that since so long ago. Yep. So you're talking nearly $300 million budget, right?
Yep.
And the marketing was the most insane marketing that I've ever seen for a DC movie in like the last 10 years.
Yeah, and it does make sense because I remember a while ago there were reports going around saying that basically David Zaslav and Warner Brothers were gonna go all in for the marketing of the Flash. Like I actually remember the exact words was that they were all banking on the Flash being successful.
Yeah, so you know they were spending money like a mofo on it.
Yeah.
And you know, so basically this movie has to make a minimum of fucking 550. That's being generous. If this movie doesn't make $550 million, then it don't even break even. Fuck turning a profit. It don't even break even, bro. Until you know what I mean? Really? You want to hear my honest opinion? $600 million is breaking even for this movie. Like with all the marketing, dude, there was so many high profile actors, cameos.
Yep. Tom Cruise coming out and promoting it, and Stephen King.
Will Smith's son, Stephen King, Tom Cruise, and the list goes on. There's about 10 people. Like you can just, if you really break it down and you take the time to dig it all up, there's about 10 high profile, and you know damn well, you know what I'm saying, they had to cut them a nice size check, especially, you know, Tom Cruise and them, to get them trying to promote the movie, because that's essentially what it was, part of the marketing campaign.
Yep.
Ain't nobody stupid.
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers. And really, someone actually pointed this out, like, and I'm really surprised no one else has. Like, why did Tom Cruise talk about the Flash when he has a movie coming out next month? Like he has a Mission Impossible movie. Like if I'm correct, the Mission Impossible movie comes out next month, and he was talking about the Flash, saying how great it was. Like that was really kind of weird to me with the timing of that.
Actually, hold on. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, right?
Yeah.
This is saying that this is already out by me in the theaters now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so this movie released right around the same fucking... Hold on, I'm going to share the screen so you guys can see.
Wow.
Hold on. And Morale said it's an outright flop, bro. Morale said it's an outright flop, bro. And yeah, it was... dude, it's definitely outright flop. Yeah. JC, what's up, guys? 4KO, there he is. What's going on, brother?
Hey.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it's crazy. I want to pull this up just so you guys can, I'm also going to put a open panel link in the chat for you guys, but I'm going to pull this up so you guys can check this out. So you see, I'm not bull junking you. Share screen.
Wow.
Yeah. Hold on. So right here, is it working, Jeffrey?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so look at Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning I believe it's going to obviously say part 1.
Yeah.
But if you look, Showtime's near me. Now, I live in Flint, Michigan. Now, where I'm at, this is saying, or wait, no, is this saying July 10th? It might be saying, hold on, let me double check before I get ahead of myself. Okay, yeah, okay. No, I was mistaken. Still, July 10th. It's the 27th. The Flash is still in theaters.
Yep.
Now imagine if this movie would have killed it the way they thought they would have, that they were going to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what they all thought. That's why they paid all these people, you know, all these big A-listers to come out swinging and batting, like, and part of the ad campaign for it to promote it. And you know they had to cut them a check. They didn't just do that shit for free.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's how you know he was paid, because this movie will probably still be in theaters or leaving theaters at the same time that Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 comes out. And that's because they're going to pull the movie from theaters early, because this movie's lost already close to 3.
I think I heard something saying that they're going to put the Flash out on digital on July 12th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let me check. Flash.
Already got it.
Okay.
July 18th.
Yeah, so
that means that the Flash will, even though they're going to pull it from theaters early because of how poor it's performing, this movie's going to be in theaters all the way up until it's going to be in theaters for multiple days after his movie comes out in theaters.
Yep.
That's the point. You know, now will it be in theaters all the way up till the 18th? You know, maybe not. You know, they could pull it out like around the 15th, the 14th. Point is, it's going to have a couple days that it's in theaters at the same time that his new movie is releasing. And that is the only reason why this thing ain't going to be in theaters for way longer than that, is because it's tanking, and they're going to, obviously, that's what they do with movies when they tank this bad. They remove them from the theaters early. You know what I'm saying? And they push them on the streaming services trying to get revenue.
Yep.
So there's no reason, absolutely no reason, for somebody as rich and famous as Cruise to just come out and promote this just on goodwill or faith.
Yeah.
No, they cut him, because if this movie would have killed it at the box office, this would have fucked up his movie. So there's no way he would have done that promotion for this movie without getting a fucking paycheck from Warner Brothers. And we know that they did, because so many other A-listers came out batting for this movie way before it even came out in theaters.
Yep.
So either way, now let's look at the box office for The Flash. The box office has finally crawled to 212 million worldwide. And that is crazy, because it still hasn't even reached the budget, the reported budget, which is far off from what the budget actually is.
Yeah.
What they actually spent on the budget. And we're not talking about marketing. We're just talking budget.
Yeah.
They took a colossal chance with Andi Muschetti on this movie, and then they already announced him as the director for Batman the Brave and the Bold. And before they even seen how this movie would do in theaters, that is how stupid this new regime is, and that is how stupid Gunn and Zaslav are. And they're making themselves look like fools and giving people reason to worry right out the gate.
Yeah. Besides
all the many things that Gunn has done, all the controversial things that Gunn has done and said to the fans, and just on Twitter, and just acting a damn fool since he's been announced, and so I want to get into, so this is so box office wise, like I said, it's closer to 300 million on the budget. They haven't even got to, they'll be damn lucky if this movie gets to 220 or 30,000. Yeah. What up, Brandon Pittman?
Hey,
what's going on, man?
Hey, not much. Just just getting into this this Flash debacle again, once and for all, for we put this dead horse to rest.
Yeah. Sticking with a a Themyscira or bow and arrow, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man, Brandon, this budget, like I said, this budget was reported to be around 220 million, right? On the internet, like so long ago, right? And since then, Andi and DeLuca came in, did rounds of reshoots and additional photography. Then they got removed. Cavill and Dwayne Johnson got fired. You know what I'm saying? They got bumped out of power. Then Gunn started giving notes. Then they went back again, removed the shit that they filmed, had to do a more additional photography, swap out cameos, film new cameos, pay for new CGI, because most of these cameos that were in the Speed Force are pure CGI, and they added them, switched them around, and changed them multiple times. Right. So this budget, you know, is at least 290 million to 300 million. Just the budget, not the marketing. You know what I'm saying? And the marketing, like we were just getting down to, with them having all these A-listers, there's like at least 9 people on this list, if you really break it down. You know, from biggest to lowest, you know, on the fame level. And people like Cruz, Will Smith's son, and all these other people, I think it was even Edgar Wright. I don't know if they had Spielberg say something. I don't know. Very strange. But these people, like with Cruz, he's got his new Mission Impossible movie coming out. And they're pulling this Flash movie way early from theaters, right? Why would Cruz come out and promote something that's supposed to be a huge blockbuster hit that has nothing to do with him when he's got his new Mission Impossible movie coming out that he needs to slam dunk at the theater?
Right.
This movie would have been out, and it's still going to be out at the time of the release, even with them pulling it early. Why would he do that when that would affect his box office? Unless they cut him a fat ass check to say so, along with the other people. And we know that Warner Brothers rolls like this. They absolutely do. It's part of the ad campaign. It's part of the marketing.
Exactly.
So if you think about how hard they went into the marketing, you know, they always say rule of thumb is, right, if the budget's 200 million, then you double that to 400 million for, you know, for advertising and marketing. So if they're with the budget being around 300 million, and you know that that we can just double that to 600 million flat out, because they spent all 300 million on marketing and advertising and marketing and then some with these A-listers. So there's no way in hell that this movie breaks even unless it makes 600 million flat out.
Yeah.
There's no way. Unless it makes 550 to 600 million. I want to say 600 million just to break even. Fuck turning a profit. So this is a colossal fail. This is the biggest epic colossal failure that Warner Brothers has done since James Gunn, The Suicide Squad.
Yep. And really, like, with and not even talking about we haven't even gone to the whole VFX being exposed with the VFX, because there was a actual VFX guy that actually came out saying completely breaking it down on TikTok, saying that hey, if it looks like it was done in a week, it probably was, and he basically called Andi a liar.
Yeah, and we're gonna show that. Shout out again to the 4KO brother. He said LSU won a championship, so we partying down here. Hell yeah. He said I would get on, bro, but I'm drunk. All good, man. All good. You know, so let's get into that video though that Jeffrey was talking about. I'm gonna pull that up. Jeffrey, did you send me that? Yeah, I did. Yep.
I mean, I think the only money they're gonna make is from just because Keaton was in it. I think the little money they're gonna make from when he was in it. I don't think he'll make no more money than that.
No, exactly. You know, they you know, and that's the thing too. They spent so much to nostalgia bait on bringing every dead nostalgic DC character from the 80s to the 70s back. You know that shit costed money, whether the actor was dead and they didn't have to pay them or not. They have to fucking pay the VFX artists to go over these old movies and archive footage, animate it, put it in the movie, make it make sense, and then
I can actually go to that even further, but I'll tell you after you show the video, because when I heard about this, I was actually flabbergasted on what I heard.
All right, we'll get right into that, Jeffrey. Let me do this now. So this guy right here says that
the way that VFX companies get work.
Hold on. This guy says that he worked on the VFX for The Flash, and Andi Muschetti is lying through his teeth, basically. Now, he doesn't say that, but he is saying the exact opposite of Andi Muschetti when he gave us that line of bullshit, and he said, oh, the effects was a creative choice. It's supposed to look like that. We knew that was some bullshit.
If you thought The Flash had bad CGI, I can tell you why, because I worked on the movie.
Right there. He worked on the movie, he says.
Past couple of years, it seems like there's been an increase in the amount of complaints about bad CGI in superhero movies. And there's a good reason for this. I mean, well, it's not good, but you'll see what I mean. The way that VFX companies get work is that Marvel and Warner Brothers and other studios will approach VFX companies and say, hey, I have 2,000 shots for this sequence. And the VFX studios will place a bid based on that quantity of shots. But here's the catch. The amount of work per shot varies dramatically. So one shot could have wire removal. Another shot could have wire removal, smoke sim, fire scene, face replacement, green screen. Despite the difference in workload between those two shots, they both are considered just one shot each. Because of this, VFX artists are forced to work relentless hours, overtime almost every day, including weekends. In fact, I had to be the one to call artists on a Friday night to say, hey, can you work over the weekend? Which is part of the reason why I left after 3 months. But here's the kicker. If these VFX companies aren't meeting the unrealistic expectations that these studios are setting, they risk losing out on future contracts. And there's only so many studios that are making superhero movies anymore, which means the VFX companies have to bend over backwards to hit these insane deadlines from these Hollywood studios. Then if you look at movies like Avatar that took 10 years to work on the technology just to develop the VFX that looked this amazing, you might think the takeaway from the studios would be, well, if we spend more time working on the VFX, they might actually look good, right? Let me fill you in on a little secret. Movie studios don't care about good CG. They just don't. The only thing they care about is pleasing their shareholders on the next earnings call. For them, they've managed.
Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? That sounds just like David fucking Zaslav, doesn't it?
Yep.
Increase the output of superhero movies that are still making billions of dollars, and they've reduced the time it takes to make them. Studios could easily space out their projects to give these super talented and hardworking artists more time to work on the film, but that's just not in the best interest of the shareholders. Instead, they increase the pressure on these artists to deliver faster and faster results. No pun intended. When you're putting out this many projects with shorter turnarounds, the VFX will always look worse. So if it looks like a VFX shot in The Flash was made in a week, it's probably because it was.
Oh, damn. See, look at, man, these people, I tell you what, man, this studio, bro, they think the people are so stupid, bro. And they have the old regimes have fucked it up so bad for them that they can't not be honest with us, because the second they lie, they're going to get caught, because people are already on their ass and aware of all these games that they play. You know, that's why, then people, they wonder why people ain't showing up by the drones to go see the Flash movie. This is why, because it's the same studio putting this shit out that put out The Last Disaster, that put out The Last Disaster, that put out The Last Disaster, put out the last one, lied, and then that's the thing. It don't got to be about Snyder heads anymore. What it is you've lost the trust of the people, my guy. That is what has happened. You know what I'm saying? You can only be so corrupt. That Zack Snyder debacle, when that shit came out and everybody, the general audience was fooled into believing that wasn't real, the cut wasn't real, they didn't fuck him over, they didn't fire him when his daughter died by suicide and do all this. When that came out and it came to be true, the general audience still was kind of sour with the fan base, but then they was like, wow, that's kind of fucked up. And then they just, then, you know, the air cut debacle, then that starts getting light. Then they start doing, you know, messing with all these, you know, more and more movies and steering the ship away, changing regimes and just doing dirty shit. and the general audience does not trust them just as much as we don't.
Yeah,
And because the fact
and T-Blame, like going through that whole VFX thing, like there's actually something worse that actually happened in regards to all those cameos. In regards to all those cameos, like those cameo voices that you heard, those were actually clips from YouTube videos that they were using.
King Fire, he said, mute your mic, too much feedback. I don't know if that's... Hold on.
That's me? Okay, I'm mute my mic, all right?
All right. Let me see if it's yours or not.
T-Flame, let me know.
All right.
Okay.
Is it muted? Yeah, the echo. Confirm with me in the chat, somebody. Yeah, that little echo I was hearing, it's gone. It might be because you need headphones, brother. I'm not, or earbuds. But yeah, when you go ahead and talk, just turn it on. I guess it's. I only hear a little echo, but I think that the chat's saying they hear a huge echo on their end for some reason. But I don't know.
But yeah, apparently Warner Brothers actually used audio from YouTube videos for the cameos.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. That really is insane to think about. Like they were really rushing all of those. They were rushing all of those cameos in there for that third act with all those cameos, and probably couldn't get all the actors to do their lines and stuff like that. So they probably had to go to YouTube to get those archived clips of those actors saying those lines.
Right. Yeah, that that's crazy, Jeffrey. That's what I wanted to get into too earlier. I'm glad you remembered that. That's what I was telling you to hold off on earlier when we were playing that clip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That's what I wanted you to break down. But this right here from the Movie Raider, I'm gonna take this real quick. He said, big ass question. What would it take to get y'all to watch Superman Legacy in theaters opening weekend and bring your family to it and your kid? I'm gonna go first, and then I want to hear what everybody's got to say on here. So with me personally, as of now, there's absolutely fucking nothing at this point that James Gunn can do or could do to get me in the theater, because he's still pushing full ahead. He's still talking shit in all these interviews about other people's portrayals of Lex Luthor. He shitted on the fan base numerous times, and scoopers within our fan base. He's been toxic to the fandom. He announced he did the stupidest shit and fucked up the last couple of movies within this shared universe that he's supposed to be in charge of. I get that his name ain't stamped on it, but you're still supposed to be in charge of making sure that this, as a businessman, you don't come swinging out the gate when you got 4 goddamn movies left that you got to push out the gate when you're not even ready. He's still not even ready to start filming until like next year. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. There was no reason to come out and do all that just because you wanted to fucking derail or release the Aircut fucking movement that we had going on. That's what got him and Peter Safran to respond. And then they tried to belittle it and act like it was only a handful of people, compared it to the fucking CW movement, which is stupid. So really there is nothing, but you know what? Now that I think about that, let me retract that. The one thing that he could do to get me to give it a chance and show up there would be to release the fucking Aircut over on Netflix and then let everybody know that he fucking did it, and not that they had to be stepped around and Netflix had to offer their fucking shareholders a shit ton of money to get the rights to do it their damn self. If James Gunn came out and did it like he told David Ayer supposedly that he would be willing to do, and that there's a way that they could get it done, I'm not sitting around waiting 3-4 years, 3-4 fucking years from now, like David Ayer's talking about, to see if James Gunn's universe does good. Then maybe he'll release it. No one will give a shit then, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've already waited 7 fucking years for this movie, and you got it sitting on a shelf somewhere. So release that shit now. That's, in my opinion, Movie Raider, me personally, that's the only fucking way James Gunn will get me in the theater to even give that hot garbage a fucking chance.
Shit,
But-
I ain't. Oh, go ahead, T-Flame, my bad.
No. Go. One of you guys go and go next. You guys. Oh, let me bring the question back up. What would it take to get you guys and into the theater with your family and give Superman Legacy a chance?
Well, go ahead. Jeffrey, go ahead.
For the very least, I'm gonna have to see some footage, because really what he's saying right now is really just kind of like cliche fan stuff that really I'm not interested in. Like really, to me personally, like when it was reviewed, when news came out that saying that crypto is gonna be in Superman Legacy, I was like, okay, because to me personally, I'm not a huge crypto fan. Like, I'm not really a big crypto fan at all. So to me, I was just like okay with that. And then I hear that the main villains of Superman Legacy are going to be the Authority, which when I looked them up and really delved deep into it, I just saw them as another version of Superman versus the Elite, which came out a while ago. Which, for those of you who don't know about what Superman versus the Elite is pretty much like what the Authority is, but really, which is like a group of outsiders pretty much doing their own thing. So to me, how I'm seeing this movie, with the Authority being the main villains of Superman Legacy, I just see it as another version of Superman versus the Elite. So to me, at least, you're gonna have to at least show me some footage of what it's gonna look like.
Right.
I feel the same way, Jeffrey. But for me, I'm like, they haven't even used Superman called like main villains anyway.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, like, we need to see Brainiac. We need to see that villain that can take Superman's powers. What's his name? That wear purple. I forgot his name. Parasite. Metallo. Bizarro. All those different characters.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we need to see those characters. We already know about Batman and his main villains. So it's like everyone
knows his main villains. Like we even have a nickname for him called Batman's Rogue Gallery.
Exactly.
Like that's how popular Batman's villains are. Like they literally have a fan group for him. So it's like we all know Batman's villains.
Yeah. So I mean, so the villains that, especially because I'm not really a big Superman fan, but I know who his villains is. So it's like we need to show those villains, especially Brainiac. We haven't had like a Brainiac Superman movie in years. So it's like
I don't think we've even had the Superman versus Brainiac in live action.
That's what I'm saying. Like we never even introduced those characters in the live action movie. So what I'm saying is that at least give those characters a chance instead of using
Lex and Zod is who, in my opinion, is who we've used in every Superman movie that exists to date currently.
Exactly.
And if you really think about it, they only use Zod once, I believe, in live action movie form prior to Man of Steel, which was back in the Christopher Reeve days.
Yep.
So really, if you really want to go there, the only Superman villain that has been mainly used in the live action side is only Lex.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, really, if you think about it. And then we got this question, since we're on that topic, from the Movie Raider. He said, Superman Returns 17th anniversary is tomorrow. When y'all first seen this movie back in 2006, did y'all dig it? This was my first live action Superman flick. LOL.
Oh man, I haven't
That's
seen.
his first experience seeing Superman on the big screen. I believe he's saying.
Right.
Well, for the big screen, I would say no. That wasn't my first. That wasn't my first big screen experience. My first big screen experience was Man of Steel, but I will say when I first saw it in 2006, and it was probably because I was a kid, but when I saw it on DVD, yeah, I did like it when the first time I saw it, but for the second time, it was kind of like to me, Superman Returns to me is like a okay movie. Like it's not bad as everyone says it is. To me, it's just kind of like okay, and if I'll watch it, I'll watch it. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure to me. If you,
yeah. Well, to me, and to me, nowadays, if I were to watch it, that's what it would be. A guilty, something once in a rarely you could put on, and it's not terrible. It's kind of like well, let's check this out, But when I first seen it, I just remember watching it and thinking, why ain't nobody talking about this? I remember when it came out.
Right.
And I remember watching it when it came on home release. And I'm watching it. And then after I got done seeing the movie, I'm like, what the fuck were they thinking? Trying to bring Christopher Reeves back from the dead again.
Yeah, like Brandon Routh was right there.
Let Brandon Routh
be his own Superman.
Yeah. Like y'all are trying to copy the suit down to the T. You're trying to make him act just like him. Like you're trying to make his face and make him move like him. Like he's supposed to literally be Christopher Reeves. And I think if I'm not mistaken, that was part of the story beat as well. That was just kind of undermined in the background, which will fly over some people's heads. If I could be mistaken, I think literally he's supposed to be Christopher Reeves. Yeah, literally, that's the way they played the story. They did that to themselves. Like when he starts narrating, he's like, "I've been gone from Earth for like a long ass time." So they're like trying to continue Superman 3 or some shit from like the way back in the day.
Superman 5 to be exact, because we had 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Yeah.
See, I fell off. I didn't even see 4 and 5 of the original way back then. I never even watched. I ain't gonna lie, never. When I was young and I watched them with my old man, my dad never even played past the third one. And my old, never. He never did. Never did. I never asked. I was too little to ask questions and shit. But he's deceased now, so R.I.P. But I think about it now, and it's like the third one. I remember him saying there was a lot of issues he had with the third movie, but he still enjoyed it. But he liked the first two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was real little, and I grew up watching them. And that was cool, and they were dated as fuck then. Obviously, but I really don't know shit about the fourth and fifth one. All I know is they wanted to go back in Superman Returns, and literally it's like, dog, dude is gone. Like, you why didn't you create an original interpretation of this character? You're gonna spend this amount of money over 2.5 decades later and just think that shit's gonna fly? These kids nowadays, they don't know who the Christopher Reeves Superman is or was, and you're banking on people that are now, at the time, in their minimum of their 50s, that seen that shit in theaters when it was new then. Like, right.
So here's the thing with me about the movie. I just really like the suit and how the suit looked. Although I ain't like the S, because the S was too small. But other than that, like I said, I ain't had no beef with him being Christopher Reeves. It's just that we've seen it before. We need something new and different. That's why I like the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill Superman, because it had a lot of action in it, which Returns didn't have. You can see him barely punching and hitting and stuff and fighting with people. And we all know that Superman have all those powers. So I'm like, what's the whole point of doing a Superman movie? He ain't really fighting nobody.
Yeah,
He just getting a big ass land of rock out of the ocean. That's all he did. Like
stopping a fucking train or something, like, you know, just doing random shit. And then his biggest character that he, you know, and the thing, like, I think more my issue is when it pertains to the story, it's like I said, they never until Man of Steel had the balls to do an original take on Superman again since Christopher Reeves. Since 78, they have not tried to do a version that's not Christopher Reeves. So of course Cavill got blasted and just reamed on in 13 when Man of Steel came out, which was bullshit, because now people see, now they go back and they're like, wow, that was actually, you know, pretty damn good. Even the people that shitted on it, gave it bad reviews, even they've came around, but it's like, yeah, the damage is done now, asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And the Rotten Tomato score is already, and the critical score is already fucked, and you've already derailed the fucking universe over a course of a decade being an asshole. So good job.
Right.
And that's the thing too about Brandon Routh.
What's up, T.Y. Skyberg?
Hey, what's up, T-Frame? Finally, we can meet the live stream. First time I saw you at a chat. Okay, so I gotta say this. There's something happened between James Gunn and Superman Legacy is gonna be totally flop when it's after The Flash. I never bother it, honestly. I buy something else before James Gunn is gonna take it a couple of years later, before it's gonna get fucking flop, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just, it's not looking good, is it? You know, for what he's getting ready to do.
I'm with you guys, because you know why? It's going to fuck it up, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that at this point that they're releasing and announcing. It's like they're trying to counter all the negativity that and the fact that they've lost the studio another $300 million. Since James Gunn's been involved, even when he wasn't creatively involved, they've been doing nothing but losing hundreds of millions. You know, this movie has lost the only movie that's lost more money since James Gunn's been involved is the fucking movie that James Gunn put out for DC himself, The Suicide Squad. That movie lost $200 million. That movie lost almost $200 million. This movie's losing over $300 million for the studio, and there's no COVID excuse.
Yeah, it's not, because COVID been over, and y'all just and I'm thinking from this point on, they ain't gonna have no more investors to invest in these movies. So where's y'all gonna get the money from?
Yeah,
to make these movies.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, I actually remember.
Right, bro.
Yeah, because I actually remember. I actually remember reading an article saying that a lot of the managers, there was a Hollywood Reporter article that came out recently too, that came out saying that they basically how the management is going on, and it was basically saying how Mike DeLuca and Pamela Abdi are actually trying to rein in David Zaslav on his decision making. Like,
yes, they need to.
Yeah, because
absolutely.
Yeah,
because I'm like, they losing their fan base. It's not just Zack Snyder fans; it's just DC fans in general. And it's like we still having these two different fan bases and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, what they should have did was let Zack finish when he started, right back when he did Batman vs Superman, then the Justice League movie. Then we could have been done with his universe. Yep. So I'm like, they just messing up everything, rebooting everything, changing everything, and it's just a clusterfuck. I'm sorry. So it's like what the fuck is y'all doing? It's like, who's running Warner Brothers? It's like, I can't even run Warner Brothers, man. I'm like, I don't even have the money to buy Warner Brothers.
I'm telling you, we're getting to a point where I'm getting more convinced by the day of conspiracy theories I see on Reddit and shit. I think AI is making their fucking decisions for them because they're too stupid. I think they got AI running the CGI on their fucking movies too, because they're too brain dead anymore. They don't have nobody there making smart decisions.
I just wish that Pam Neal would buy them out so they can take full control of the company. It seems like they know what they doing.
Yep.
So it's like
Skyberg dropped out. I don't see if you rejoined. I don't know if you had a connection issue, but anyway, go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that it seemed like it's like they know what they doing, and have you saw the article when they say they trying to get Christopher Nolan back, right? They I think they playing chess over there. That's what I think they doing. While David Zaslav and them is fucking up everything over there, I think they saying, okay, we gonna try to figure out how we can save our ass and stay here and try to make peace with everybody else. So with the new, because it's gonna be a new regime sooner or later. So so when they coming in, they can save their position and trying to bring back like the Snyderverse or try to do something to where we can keep the fan base intact and bring these actors that we love since they got cast in the Justice League and Batman versus Superman. So I'm like, I think what happened was when Henry Cavill announced that he was coming back as Superman, then turn around and say he's not Superman anymore. That's what messed up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what it messed up the fan base and the general audience. I think the general audience love Henry Cavill too. So I think.
You know how many fans Henry Cavill got, especially broads, girls, and shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And a lot of the female fan base is the general audience that still follows. You know what I'm saying? Henry Cavill, people like Jason Momoa, Henry Cavill, they've got a general audience that ain't hardcore, fanboys and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the bad will isn't even from us. Like, yeah, we're heated. You know what I'm saying? But. You know how many people that were regular moviegoers that ain't hard fanboys or nerds or comic readers that we lost? Like everybody, even the people that show for Collider that shit on Snyder.
Right.
Loved Cavill. Everybody loved fucking Cavill.
Man, we all love Cavill.
Yep. So that's the one thing we all could agree on, if nothing else, back in the day, like everybody, right? So when they did that to Cavill and turned around and 30 days later had him come out and everybody seen how broken that man looked, and down he was, talking about, yep, it's time to put the cape up, and people knowing that this is the same studio that's done all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? People are just over it. They're over it. They've damaged the brand now too far. And here's the thing. There is two sides of the fandom, right? Yeah. There is these people that genuinely want this bullshit that Gunn's getting ready to bring. There's people that like these Marvel Light 2.0 DC movies. But here's the thing. You can look at the box office. They're not taking their asses to the theaters to support these products. They're loud as fuck on Twitter. They're loud as fuck on social media, but then they don't take their ass to go buy the movie. I even went and seen I had hard feelings towards all these movies, and I still took my little kid and my old lady and went and seen these fucking movies, and they're talk all this shit on the internet, but then they don't show up to the movies that they asked for, because they're not targeting us anymore. They haven't for a long time, and that's the problem. You can go back and you can say that, yeah, the critical consensus was they didn't like it, but the fucking Snyder movies, DC movies, he created, he started this universe. His fucking movies and David Ayers, that was a direct part. The only person that truly made a movie that was direct canon to his shit with multiple characters that let Zack have a say-so, that worked hand in hand with him, was Ayer. So Ayer and Snyder were the only people that their movies made money. As soon as you step outside of that to this other shit, it's been a downward trajectory because people started figuring out, we stopped supporting them, and then they even fucked over the general audience by doing stupid shit like firing Dwayne Johnson, mainly firing Henry Cavill, firing Gal Gadot. Fucking Jason Momoa's coming out saying, oh, this is going to be the third time that they've reshot Aquaman from top to fucking bottom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And
that's just, there's money going to waste too. There's a lot of money going down the drain.
Yeah.
All the reshoots and stuff.
Besides the fact that they never officially announced any apologies for the gross and grotesque fucking behavior that they displayed to the JL cast, to people like Ben Affleck, to people like Snyder, to Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, they all came out and you know what I'm saying, and said that they were mistreated mistreated, and they wouldn't even issue a fucking apology, a corporate apology. And everybody knew for years there's more new articles coming out constantly. Bad PR, bad PR, bad PR. And they did nothing to stop the bleeding except for, well, let's double down on our bullshit.
And I still remember this to this day when there was a Variety article this Variety news article, and I'm saying news article loosely because once I say it, you'll understand exactly why I'm saying it loosely. There was this news article that Variety made, a legit news, Hollywood news outlet that came out and said, "Oh, Jason Momoa is doing a Frosty the Snowman movie with these execs and yada yada yada." And then I think it was like a few days later that Jason Momoa came out and said, "No, that's a straight up lie. Like, you can get that out of here." Like, some serious stuff went down. I'm not taking this anymore.
Yeah, and that's why I said, I would be severely amazed if this Superman legacy makes any profit. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I really would, because like I said, they keep thinking that it's us, just us. And don't get me wrong. I'm not these other shills. I do not underestimate the size of the fan base, the size of the people that want what they want, know what they want, that have been following all this bullshit since, and even if you're not following it, they have so much stake coming from that company. Even if you're on the outside and you don't pay attention to any of this shit, you've at least seen an article or two, heard some bullshit. That's enough to turn certain people off already that ain't fanboys.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And they, at this point, they think that it's us boycotting shit. And what does boycotting mean? That just means that you ain't going out using your hard-earned money to give them whatever slop they throw to you after they've disrespected you.
Right.
So it's not just us. Yes, it is us, and that is making an impact. But what it is you're seeing is they have finally pissed off their general audience too.
Yep.
And that's why they're getting $300 million colossal losses now.
Yep.
They weren't making much of a profit when they fucked us over, but now that they fucked over on their own, the general audience, and people can sit there and disagree online because they have followings and they need to push out content, but that's what the fuck it really is.
Yep. And,
right.
And that's the thing. Like, no one is. It's crazy to me that once again, you talk about The Flash and then you went to Aquaman 2. Yeah, you're not talking about the least controversial DC movie that's going to come out, which is Blue Beetle. No one is talking about Blue Beetle, which is supposed to come out in August. No one's talking about Blue Beetle.
And I like the actor that's playing Blue Beetle only because he playing in Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I like the actor. I feel sorry for him because he ain't finna make a lot of money off of that. So I'm like, it's
a clusterfuck, like you said, Brandon.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, the thing I'm saying is that y'all had a gold mine with the Snyderverse.
And
y'all just haven't.
Yeah, they had a gold mine. And look, this is the other thing I want to say. I seen this. I shit you not. 3 days ago, seen fucking Grace Randolph, right, breaking down the Flash's box office, and I'm so tired of seeing these big talking heads paid by companies to say this dumb shit. She's like, and she's got that raspy voice. She's like, and you can say that, this or that, but and for those that say that, well, they should go back to the Snyderverse, those movies weren't making any money neither. Bitch, how?
Man, you should.
PBS made almost $900 million after they pulled it from fucking theaters early because of critics and they want to talk about boycotting. Oh, you guys are boycotting. What did you mother freakers do to Man of Steel and BVS, and they still made bread? All you people that gave it a shit review that still talk shit about it now. You guys boycotted our fucking movies, and now you want to talk shit to us when they're pandering to you, and you're not taking your ass out to see these movies. But we should get the freak out of here.
And this is just a stone cold fact right now. You can Google look up his top Superman movie box office, and you'll see Man of Steel at the number one spot.
Right.
For number one grossing Superman
Man of Steel basically made fucking $700 million before it left theaters.
Yep,
you know what
exactly.
Man of Steel is the highest grossing Superman movie ever made. Man of Steel, and especially if you look at now, even right now, because of fucking Snyder fans and general DC fans, and even them assholes like John Campea. I hate everything Snyder did, but Man of Steel's a masterpiece. Even them assholes, they're still going out. They're still going out and buying the Blu-rays. They're buying the 4K. They're buying the merch for Man of Steel. So if you account all the fucking home media sales that Man of Steel did on top of theatrical release, that movie made almost $1 billion.
And the only reason why it did make all that money because we finally got a Superman that was relatable. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So that's why it sold so much after the movies went with the DVDs and all that. So because he was relatable. We finally got a Superman that was kind of relatable. I mean, you don't just dial down his powers, but kind of make him, as far as the storyline, a little more relatable. You know what I'm saying? He's basically a god. You know, I'm like, how you can make a god relatable? You know what I'm saying? So no,
and exactly, and like I said, it's just crazy to me too, and I can just go on and on about it, but it pisses me off so much that I can't explain when I hear these huge ass YouTubers, huge ass social media influencers, and other people as well in that roughly in that category say that the Snyderverse didn't make money.
No, it made money. It made some money.
Yeah, exactly. They've got charts, and the fans have made charts all over the web. You can pull them up easy as pie. For mother freakers like this because of this shit. And you can see, literally, Aquaman was the first movie after the Snyderverse was halted, ended, whatever. And because of the upward trajectory, that movie was going to make close to $800 to $900 million anyway, because the fucking trajectory that Zack Snyder had their ship on anyway. And with Jason Momoa supporting the fucking Snyder cut and being the one to put it in the forefront of everybody that was saying it was fake, and him bringing it to the eye of the fucking, to the media that was denying this existence, we all went out and supported it. And guess what? Jason Momoa has a lot of fucking females that think he's hot as fuck, that just like Cavill, that go to see his movies just because, it's Jason Momoa, and now he don't have his shirt on. You know what I'm saying? So between Jason's fan base, us, and the general audience that was already in an upward spiral, that's why that fucking movie made $1 billion at the box office. That was because of Zach. And even if you don't count that movie, and then soon as after that movie, boom, huge ass drop. Look at the charts. Drop. Now every movie is around $300 fucking million that profit on roughly. Now, yes, some make more, some make less, but roughly their average is around $300 million. That's what the fuck DC is turning these days, while they're still talking about, the Snyder movies didn't make money. Get the fuck out of here.
Let them ask you a question, T-Flame, though. Let me ask you a question, though. Okay, have the streaming numbers came out for Zack Snyder Justice League? Have they came out yet?
No, they haven't. They haven't. They never released them. They never released them.
And this is something else that pisses me off too about the streaming numbers. For Zack, Warner Brothers refused to release the official streaming numbers. They refused to talk about it.
I do know this though.
But people on the internet want to sit there again. They say that the streaming numbers for Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max was fucking weak sauce. Where? Because fucking Samba TV released something that only attributed for a quarter of the fucking world. You had to have a Samba TV, and it had to be a certain kind of smart TV, and it was only so many. It was only according to a quarter of the fucking world. They said that their rough third-party streaming numbers were X or whatever. That's some bull, man. That's some old bullshit.
And the thing is too, not only are people not talking about them anymore, but the thing is also, like, I still remember this to this day when the 2021 when 2021 ended, people were going the HBO Max International side of things, like the HBO Max international Twitter pages, all of them were showing like the rankings of most watched content of HBO Max at that time, most watched show or content on HBO Max. Every single one of them was either on the top 3 or in the very top spot of most watched content for that region.
Wow.
So, and I'm not even talking about the actual specific streaming numbers. Now, mind you, I'm not talking about these specific streaming numbers, but I'm talking about but the fact is the ranking was always at the number 3 spot or the number 1 spot. It was always going to be in the top 3. So people saying that Zack Snyder's Justice League did bad for streaming. No, it didn't.
Yeah, no, it didn't. So they've got the official casting out for Superman Legacy. Superman and Lois have been officially announced their casting. And forgive me, everybody, I don't know who the freak these people are.
I don't know. I
don't know their names like that, so if I butcher their names, please forgive me. But it is, David Corn Sweet and Rachel Brosnahan to play Clark Kent and Lois Lane. Now, if you look at this guy, he looks like a scrawny, anorexic version of Henry Cavill. That's what this guy looks like.
He's gonna have to buff up. You're gonna have to buff up.
I mean, look at, there's a lot of hard steroids and drugs out there, because this guy buffing up ain't gonna be enough. This guy's gonna need to take some steroids. Like, this guy's frame, he is just not built like that, bro. There's pictures of him. This is just like a weird, mugshot, really. But there's body pictures of him. This guy's frame, he is not like. You can buff up, but there's only so much. You gotta. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible.
How tall he is? Do you know you looked up how tall he is?
You know what? I have
6'4".
not.
He's 6'4".
No, he's tall enough then. Hold on. So he's plenty tall enough then.
Yeah, because if he's 6'4", then he's taller than Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he's taller than Cavill. Hold on. What did I go back? I just want to double check. Yeah, it says he's 6'4". But here's the thing, though. We know. See, that's more of a See, he looks like a less attractive
Henry Cavill,
scrawnier version of Henry Cavill. So what was the point in getting rid of Henry Cavill?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, on top of that, though. Hold on. I don't know what the point was. I really don't. And like I said, I don't really, and we know how Gunn does with his characters, and he's probably not going to have him bulk up that much, because other than the people that Gunn has that are used to be bodybuilders or wrestlers, most of his characters they're slim beams, and it makes them look good in tight suits, So I really don't see him getting this guy bulked up like he needs to be. He's plenty tall enough. I'm sure they can, they can do his hair and all that and make it, but it's just he's playing one of the strongest men in DC universe. He gonna have to buff up. But I'm like, if I was directing that, I would say, like, man, you gonna have to hit that gym hard and
all if you're gonna play Superman. That's what even Christopher Reeve had to do it when he played Superman. He had to buff up.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, but if he's 6'4" and he's scrawny like that, you're gonna have to put on some weight, bro.
Especially whoever is gonna play Batman. Whoever's gonna play Batman is definitely.
What's up, Brandon Peralta?
Hey,
what's going on, brother?
Nothing much. I just heard the news. They cast their new Superman Lois.
Yep.
Their new Superman looks like a Walmart Henry Cavill. That's why I heard from one person on Twitter, a Walmart Henry Cavill.
So Walmart discount Henry Cavill. I don't know. I just, I guess anybody that Gunn would have casted would have gotten some criticism. But I mean, that's part of the gig too, to a degree. Cavill, especially Ben Affleck, they got flack when they were first casted and everything. It's just like me specifically when it comes to to Superman, though. It's like, you had Cavill, and if you were going to go with someone with such a likeness to Cavill, why in the freak didn't you keep him?
Exactly. I mean, if you was gonna find a guy that looked like Cavill, maybe because it came out that Cavill was asking for too much money or something like that. I think they trying to play off of that. That's why I think it is.
Well, yeah, it's hard to tell because with this studio, man, they're so dishonest that there's no telling what the actual truth is. It could be because they're so fucking broke now that they can't afford the Snyderverse, they can't afford Cavill, or they feel that they can't. But more of it is what it is that Gunn wants to, I guarantee you, part of Zaslav's, part of Gunn's probably approach to Zaslav when he forcefully took control from Dwayne and Cavill and DeLuca and Abdi of that studio. Part of his probably hook, line, and sinker was, well, we need to make money. We need to cut back on spending. You're all about cutting back on spending. I can make superhero movies that are top notch for around, $150 to $200 million tops budget. And, I can put some shit together.
Even though I lost you hundreds of millions of dollars with my movie from the DC universe.
Right.
Yeah,
he gets a free pass, though, remember? Because he's James Gunn and because of COVID. So,
because of Marvel.
And the thing is too, and I had said this on Twitter, and I'm gonna say this publicly, the fact that these two actors are in their early 20s, the person who's playing Superman in Superman Legacy is actually 29 right now, so he's pushing 30. So the fact that these two are very relatively.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Jeffrey. Sorry.
The fact that these actors are very young and really kind of and I'm saying are really nobodies, and I'm saying this really comparing them to Henry Cavill and Amy Adams. They're basically kind of very relatively new actors coming into these iconic roles, and I really do wish them the best of luck because they really have really big.
Their work cut out for them. They've really got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they really do. So I really do wish the best of luck for them because
but look at Jeffrey. This is what I want to say real quick. This dude isn't even that much younger than Cavill. This dude is 30.
Yep.
And Cavill was 38 or 39 or something like that?
Cavill's 39 right now, ain't
he? Yeah. Look it up real quick, T Flame.
He might be 40, but let's look it up.
I think I'm like 2 years older than him or something.
Yeah, he's 40.
40. So this dude is
me and him the same age then. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cavill was born May 5th, 1983. Is 40 years of age according to Google. Okay, right. So And Cavill looks like that of a man that's fucking 30 though, because of the extreme shape that he's in. Come on, why is it? Come on, load. My internet's running like shit. But look at like I'm trying to find, like a recent picture of Cavill. Like, like you look at Cavill, right? And you look at how he looks. I mean, look at even here. This is more recent. Right. He looks like let me see. Can I blow that up? Or he looks like a man that is half his age. Yeah, because of how well he stays in shape, right. and the guy, that's what he does, man. He builds computers and he works out like a motherfucker and he eats like a champ. That's what he does. But he eats, healthy. He takes care of himself. And the dude don't even look 40. The dude looks 30. He can pass
he's
for
a gamer
30.
too. And he's a gamer, so. He's a pretty much your everyday guy.
He could. There's no. You tell me that he couldn't pass for 34 all day long. Henry Cavill.
Especially.
The point is, this dude barely looks younger than Cavill.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is 30, and Cavill is 40. And just turned 40 not that long ago. So it's like. So, I mean, it's like if you were to go with someone in your early 20s, I'd be like 22. I'd be like, okay, you're going for some way different shit. I guess despite the fact that I don't like it, I see that, you had to go with a different actor. But this just doubles down the fact that this guy is close to Cavill's age. They almost look, if you didn't know their age, you would barely be able to tell that dude is younger than Cavill.
Yeah.
They look to be the same. Yeah, they look the same. And they even look the same. He just looks like a punier, skinnier Walmart discount fucking knockoff version. So if you're gonna get someone that's close to his age and looks just like him, then if you're gonna get someone though that looks like his likeness and looks close to his age, why in the fuck did you not keep Cavill? That just pisses people off more. It makes everything you saying about, oh well, I'm going on this very different take and it just wouldn't work and all this shit Gunn said. It just makes it look more retarded and more like a lie. Right. Because it was a lie.
Because the guy just only he looked like Cavill from when Cavill did that movie, like the Gladiator movie or something. Remember that movie?
Immortals?
Yeah. So he just looked like Cavill from when he did that movie back in the day.
Yeah. He is.
So I'm like, look at this picture right here of Cavill and compare that to this.
Yeah.
Right here. Right here. Look at that picture.
You just see
look at that picture. Look at that one. Look at that one.
Look at those. Yeah.
He looks. James Gunn definitely tried to go after his likeness, and then he didn't even get nobody. I'm sorry, 30 years old is not a younger Superman. That's a middle-aged Superman, just like fucking Cavill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fucking just. That's why I don't. That's why you never believe what they have to say, because they'll go back on what they actually say they were going to do, and just instead of doing what they originally said they were going to do. Yeah. So you never believe what any of these higher ups or people that are doing these projects, are doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna say this on the side note. Is it me or does Gal Gadot look better and better every time you see her?
Yeah.
Is it me? Because when I'm like, man, because y'all gonna see the movie when it come out on Netflix. She's supposed to be playing like this spy agent or something like that on Netflix. Yeah. Have you seen the commercials for it?
Yeah,
I can't wait to see that, man. I can't wait to see it, but man.
I'm gonna go see it too.
Yeah, right. I think it's coming out on Netflix though.
Yeah, y'all gonna be on Netflix. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got Netflix.
Yeah, man. Because I'm like, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you go and speak, T-Flame. But after I saw her on in the scene in Flash, I'm like, man, is it me or she look better and better every time I see her as Wonder Woman, man?
No, she looked very well put together in the Flash movie. That you can tell that was really her. That wasn't because in Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods, she didn't promote that at all. And
right.
They had a stunt double, and then they CGI'd her face onto the stunt double.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, y'all didn't learn from Justice League not to do that when y'all did that to my man Henry Cavill?
Well,
Y'all gonna
and
do
did you
that?
and did you see that trailer for the documentary of DC?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
When that filmmaker that's doing the documentary tried to license the clips for Zack Snyder's Justice League, but then WBD told her the only Justice League we recognize is Justice League, not Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh yeah, and it actually goes deeper than that, because I actually saw the trailer and someone actually pointed this out on Twitter, that when it showed Wonder Woman on the scales, on the bottom corner it says, which was a Justice League shot, it said in the bottom corner Wonder Woman, and then at the final shot where in Justice League Superman is showing the blue and red suit, it's saying Man of Steel, yet that's a Justice League shot. So it's like they're showing Justice League shots in the trailer, but they're saying that it's a Wonder Woman and Man of Steel. And
you wonder why I don't consider the Flash Snyderverse canon. I don't care what anybody says. That shit show, The Flesh. No, what? Better yet, I'm calling that shit The Flesh. It doesn't deserve to be called The Flesh. Just like Justice League, I'm calling this shit The Flesh, because that is nowhere near what what Zack Snyder did in the past, did before.
Yeah.
And for people that are saying that it respects what he's done, well, how does it respect what he's done? Making Aquaman look like a drunken buffoon, having Zod kill Clark as a fucking baby, or literally the most insulting part. That's not the most insulting part. The most insulting part is when they literally are nerfing the fuck out of the Kryptonians when they could have easily with ease taken down those military.
Oh yeah, because
they literally have them putting on guns.
Because
I'm like, y'all want to sit there and tell me it respects Zack Snyder? Fuck out of here!
And really,
bitch ass cum slurping, gum wishing bitches.
And sorry to cut you off, but really think about this in comparison time. So for Man of Steel, we had three enemy Kryptonians that were basically on the field. 3 enemy Kryptonians on the field. We had Zod, Fiora, and that other guy. I can't remember. I don't think they showed it. I don't think they showed his name, but it was like those 3 people. There was Zod, Fiora, and that other guy that were on the field, and they were wrecking. And they wrecked Smallville, and the military couldn't handle them. So it's like, how can the military now take care of a whole army of Kryptonians in the Flash? Like, to me, that didn't make sense.
Look, this is what didn't make sense to me, right? They purposely kept fucking Zod depowered, and he still kept killing fucking Supergirl. Like, he never had the fucking suit and the mask thing completely off to get exposed to the Earth atmosphere to power up like he did with fucking Clark. And man, Zod, and by time the end of the fucking fight with Superman, before it was decided, was fucking almost unstoppable, bro. He would have took off flying in the air, laser beamed everyone, flew the speed of fucking light over this other guy, punched him through 7 walls, and then ripped 5 people in half before you could blink your fucking eye. And he was sitting there and his whole army struggling against the military, bro. The human military.
Like they are literally in the yellow sun. You're telling me they can't? You're telling me they can't pull out their powers and just rip them to fucking pieces with ease? What?
Yeah, just you know.
And the CGI and the CGI in the third act. Holy fucking shit! Yep. That shit was absolute horrendous to look at. It was like distracting because you're like saying to yourself, they actually put this out They actually looked at this. Oh, this
And,
guy.
and I'm gonna tell you what pissed me off too.
The greatest
They
movie
ain't,
ever.
they ain't even credit Ben Affleck in the credits. They ain't even put him in the credits.
Yep. And he was actually revealed to be in the movie in the promotion, so really there's no reason for him not to be credited in the movie.
So what? Did he do the fucking movie for free? I mean, like, I don't know. Like, how do you not credit Ben Affleck? I don't know, dude. Like, that's what I mean. And that's just a clear sign that they're not trying to they're not bringing Ben back after this. He's done. And whatever he shot for Aquaman 2, that's going to be cut. That's what that was a clear indication of to me when I didn't see his name in the credits, because at first I didn't notice that until I heard it from one of y'all, I think, and I went back and I watched the movie twice. And I looked the second time, I'm like, sure as shit. I'm like, wow, really?
That's a damn shame how they done Ben Affleck real bad. They done Henry Cavill real bad. They ain't really done too much with that Joss Whedon was, did some respectful stuff to Gal Gadot, but that was about it. And Fisher. But I'm like, man, it's just that, man, they did all those actors that Zack Snyder picked it real bad. So it's like, I don't know. I just can't wait to I really want to see what's gonna happen when Superman come out, man. Superman Legacy, so he can bomb.
Yeah.
That's what I can't wait to see.
Yeah, and it's just, basically my consensus is though, we've got the casting revealed for Lois Lane and for Clark Kent, aka Superman, and Superman Legacy by James Gunn. And it's about what I expected to nobody's. What I didn't expect though was this dude to look like just like Cavill, a cheap knockoff of fucking Cavill.
Yeah, good.
And he looks to be almost the same fucking. If you just ignore the stats, you ignore knowing their age, and you put them side by side, they're so close in age, and Cavill takes care of himself. They look and appear to be almost the same age, and this guy looks just like Cavill, just a cheap, scrawnier knockoff version.
Yeah,
so it's like, why did you not go with Cavill?
And
spread that weak ass jawline.
And
that weak ass jawline.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. When I first saw the image when I first saw the news of who was going to be Superman, my first reaction was literally this in my head. I literally said this in my head, which was, I didn't know Henry Cavill had a twin brother. Like, I really thought I really did think that he was Henry Cavill's twin brother for a second. I really did. Like, I really did. But then I was like, wow, they really did go for whoever looked the closest to Henry Cavill.
And and again, guys, honestly, at this point, now that this is the trajectory, like I said, if you're gonna not go out and pay and support anything that they put out, then make it. I told people, didn't I, Jeffrey, on this channel? I told people, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I would suggest that you at least go for your own sake, if nothing else, because unfortunately, as bad as this is as the last chapter, until we get a restore thing done with the Snyderverse or get it moved to Netflix, if shit goes south, this will be your last chance theatrically to see most of the JLA and the characters that you love to say goodbye.
Yep.
And for that reason and that reason alone, trust me, it's for no other reason than that. I told everybody on this channel, for that reason alone, take your kid, whatever, go see it. And again, we went and seen the movie over this way, so I don't want to hear that boycotting shit from haters.
Yeah.
But people have the right. And in the next movies, I'm not going to see. I am not going to go see Blue Beetle just because, and I looked forward to it initially, but I'm not going to go see it just because the CGI looks weak, which I could have got past. But now with Gunn doubling and tripling down on that's the first movie in his DCU, you bet your ass I'm not showing up to that bitch.
And the thing is, too, like, someone actually, like, it really does look very cheap. And the thing is, like, I heard that George Lucas is actually. I heard George Lopez is playing the villain, and I'm not really seeing a lot of people really talking about that at all. Like George Lopez is a huge actor, and no one is really talking about that, which is really shocking to me.
Yeah, that is weird. If he's playing the villain, that is strange. But at the same time, they did show George Lopez in the trailers.
But George Lopez ain't playing the villain though. It's supposed to be a woman supposed to be playing the villain.
Yeah, he's there being like part of the family. He's like his uncle.
He's a family member. He's not a villain, Jeffrey. He's a family member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But see,
that could be rumor or speculation, but I'm pretty sure that they revealed that somebody somewhere. I think it's a female. I don't know exactly what the deal is with the third act of the movie or the villain exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's like a female version that's bad with the scarab shit on, ain't it?
Right. Yeah. It's supposed to be she's supposed to be like I think she's supposed to be like a rich woman or something like that. But because I when I went to the movies, I saw like the trailer for it. So that's who she's supposed to be, like a villain. It's not George Lopez. George Lopez, I think he's supposed to be playing like a uncle or something. Yeah.
We're gonna get another trash ass DC villain.
and the thing is too about the Blue Beetle movie, about why it looks so cheap. I didn't know about this until after Batgirl got canceled, but apparently Blue Beetle was originally supposed to be on HBO Max. It was supposed to be a HBO Max original. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a theatrical movie.
Yeah. Hey, peep this though. I don't know if y'all following this guy named Aaron. Aaron Reacts.
Oh yeah, I am.
Aaron Fisher Reacts.
Yeah. I follow him, and he was talking about the Michael Keaton in that Batgirl movie, and he was talking about that movie probably not even supposed to be that bad, even though Keaton was supposed to be playing Batman in it. So I think that movie is supposed to be has some type of tie to the Snyderverse or something, and they said that James Gunn had canceled that movie. It wasn't just the studio; it was James Gunn now. So I'm like, I do kind of. It's like, although I'm not feeling the actress that playing Batgirl, but I do want to kind of see it to see what's going on with it.
Yeah,
this is what it is, and I finally pieced this together, and probably other people have too. Abdi and DeLuca were the ones that we're going to keep all of Snyder's characters, give them all their next lineup of movies, and the ones that didn't get a solo movie, give them a solo movie. They were gonna bring Snyder on, not to direct, but to actually have some creative input to make sure the shit's right. And then they were gonna bring Zack back just to do one more instead of two more Justice League movies to finish up. And then if that went banging, then they would give him the third one. That's what they was going to do. That's why Man of Steel 2 was on the books. Zack was going to
mere inches. We were like mere inches.
DeLuca, Abdi, and The Rock. Okay, that's what the plan was. The Rock was gonna write himself into like the shit that Snyder wasn't really doing, like into the solo movies. They were going to rock his own corner to eventually do a JSA versus, whatever, him or whatever, and then a Superman versus The Rock, and let Rock come in for cameos and Snyder shit, like for the solo movies that Snyder wasn't a part of. Like to make, because he's over here at Netflix. But then they were going to let Snyder have full control and have Justice League 2 once they got that done and bought Snyder some time. They had the script completely done for Man of Steel 2. The villain was going to be Brainiac. Cavill was going to be Superman. Snyder was going to be brought on with creative control, but not the director. That's what Abdi and DeLuca did, was in the middle of doing, and had this shit almost restored. And then at that point, Abdi and DeLuca, while The Flash was in their hands, they had it to where, and the end credit scene, but Keaton didn't die, Supergirl didn't die. They show up at the end of the movie, and it's Cavill, and it's actually fucking Cavill. They had Cavill, Abdi and DeLuca had Cavill film his scene for The Flash during the cameo that he shot for Black Adam. At the same time, they had him shoot his scene for The Flash. And at the end of the movie, it was going to be Cavill showing up to Barry. there was going to be Cavill, there was going to be Ben Affleck Batman, there was going to be Sasha Calle, Keaton Batman, and then they were going to move forward with the universe from there into Man of Steel 2, into the Supergirl solo movie, into the Batgirl solo movie. So everybody was going to coexist. They were just expanding the universe, and they were going to respect what Zack did, as well as bring him on as a creative. So when Gunn came in, he had them change and reshoot The Flash again to make it to where, to cut the ending scene so that it appeared that Keaton and Sasha Calle died, and then they shelved Sasha Calle's Supergirl movie, and then they burnt and shelved burnt to the ground the Batgirl movie and didn't want to release that now. And that's why in the Batgirl movie, you seen that Ben Affleck's Batman, his Alfred, was still there in the Batgirl movie intact, but you didn't see Ben Affleck. That's because Ben Affleck was going to be lost in fucking time in the Nightmare timeline, leaving it open for Snyder to come back.
And this is
That's why, bro. I figured all this shit out, bro. I swear to God.
And
that's what we almost had. And then Gunn came in and he fucking shut down everything, took control, and then as he put it on Twitter, started giving everyone notes.
Yep. Notes. And the thing is too, before I go, because I have work tomorrow. The thing is too, I want to say, I'm trying to think of his name. I'm trying to think of the actor's name, but Jim Gordon was going to be in the Batgirl movie, and it was going to be the same actor that was in the Snyderverse. Like,
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons was going to be Jim Gordon in the Batgirl movie.
Yeah, but see, now that we all know the truth about what happened with the Batgirl movie, I kind of want to see it. Although I hate her costume, but I kind of want to see it just to see how it play out and see if it was woke or not or something like that. I just want to see it to see how it was.
I wouldn't, honestly, now that I know more about it, I feel differently because of the fact that initially I had an issue with them race swapping and doing all just like they did with Sasha Calle. But see, the way they were doing it, now that we know more, we know that that's not what they were going to do. They used the multiverse to introduce them to show, hey, we're not saying that this version was always of Batgirl was always black or this Supergirl was always Hispanic. What we're saying is this version from this multiverse is this interpretation, but they're together with Snyder's characters, so that leaves it open moving forward when Snyder's not involved with their movies to put all these characters together, right? Without them saying like, oh, this is the only interpretation that's canon in the live action side. So that's what they were doing. Knowing that now, we didn't know that back then. We didn't know all that information. Knowing that now, I think a lot more fans, and knowing that they were going to leave Snyder's shit intact, I think a lot more fans would have been able to get behind it. But at the end of the day, that was their decision to shelve and cancel that fucking movie, not us. We didn't have nothing to do with that.
And I'm about to head out. Got to go eat.
Same here.
So, all right. Man. I wanted to ask you something real quick, Jeffrey. What's the name of that comic book with Batman when he was trained by one of his senseis to not have so much what you call it, like when you not fall in love with somebody, but have so much what do you call it? Not when Batman distanced himself from his love interest, so they won't know he's Batman or something like that. I forgot the word I'm trying to say, but it's like a New 52 book. I thought maybe you probably know when he was training before he became Batman. If you don't know the name of the book,
no, I don't. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I have to look it up. I know what you're talking about though, but that was like his League of Shadows days and shit, wasn't it?
It was right, but it was like from the New 52 part of the book or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I have to look that up. I'm not. Yeah, some of the New 52 shit I'm not real familiar with yet. But if you let me know when you remember it, man. Shoot me a DM. Let me know.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna head out, guys. It was fun really talking to you, and I'm glad and really fourth wall breaking moment here. I'm glad that this new laptop is working because
me too, Jeffrey.
Because that last laptop was on its last
trash. Hey, no disrespect. That last laptop, bro, was trash, bro, when it came to streaming. And now we can see you, we can hear you. But all right, Jeffrey, Brandon, it's good seeing you guys. I gotta get up there and eat. Ladies waiting for me. We did a later live stream than normal. But yeah, we'll get back together again real soon, guys.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, see y'all, man.
Peace.